offer.
The pump, and it's time the companies paid their fair share. We'll take on the credit card companies so that you and your families are not drowning in debt. We'll take on the student loan companies and tell them to quit ripping off our sons and daughters, and I will go after both the drug companies and the insurance companies that are overcharging consumers and the government. It is time to end their profiteering at our expense.
Yeah, there you have it. This is just left-wing populist crap. What she doesn't understand is that raising business taxes, regulating and limiting business profits, puts at risk at least 20 million middle-income class job holders, okay? Middle-income job holders. And she's aiming to harm America and the economy. Joining me now, Jared Bernstein, Economic Policy Institute. Jerry Bowyer is back with us. All right, Jared. I'll be honest, I'll be fair. You begin this. This is a totally indefensible position, in my humble opinion. This is the forgotten middle class that goes to work every day. Corporations are not the enemy. Al-Qaeda is the enemy, not American companies that hire 20 million people. Yeah, go ahead. Defend this.
Here's my news flash for you. Hillary Clinton is running for president, and she's in a state named Ohio, where she gave that speech, where they've lost about 270,000 manufacturing jobs since the latest peak, where the weekly earnings of manufacturing workers last year, 2007, went up 1.5% before inflation, where the real wage of the median male worker is down 6%. Now, what do you want her to do? Do you want, Larry, let me finish.
Now, wait, real quick.
Do you want her to go to that state and say, I'm going to cut the estate tax, I'm going to allow hedge fund managers to pay a much lower tax rate than teachers? Is that what you ask her? Is that your plan for these
Jerry
folks?
Bowyer, a little honesty, a little integrity, a little character, a little leadership. Jerry, when people say these things on the campaign trail in a hotly contested and closely watched election, it shows me there is no character and no economic analysis.
Yeah, and you know, I guess if Ohio's such a mess, as Jared says it is, and it is, I guess high levels of unionization, high business taxes, high income taxes weren't all they're cracked up to be. I mean, there are places in America that are actually doing pretty well. But Ohio is governed and has been governed for a long time exactly the way the Hillarys and the Jareds of the world have wanted the country to be governed. Now we see what it looks like.
Before we continue, let's go to the full screen. I got full screen stuff here. Let's walk through this. Hillary hates business. She blasted oil, credit cards, insurance, drugs, Wall Street, and, by the way, China trade. Now, I want to look at the jobs implication of this. We're talking energy, 1.6 million jobs, pharmas, 1 million jobs, insurance, 2.3 million, credit cards, 2.8 million, banks and real estate, 2.9 million, and professional administrative services behind that, another 1.9 million. These are the highest paid jobs in the economy.
Larry,
I want to make this point, Jared. Jared, you listen to me for a minute, because I didn't like your opening gambit. You're a great pal, and I love you to death, but I didn't like your opening gambit. I don't like your opening gambit, because, look, once you regulate and limit the profits, she says, I want to take their profits. You know who is hurt? The people that work in these corporations. They are hurt. Their families are hurt.
Yeah,
this is the Western European, Franco-German, Italian, Denmark, Norway model, and this will never work.
You and Jerry both are painting this with much too broad a stroke. This is not about unions. We've lost 3 million manufacturing jobs across this nation.
These industries should be praised, they shouldn't be attacked. These are the biggest job creators in America.
I let you make your point. Would you let me make mine, please? I'm sorry you didn't like my opening point that Hillary is talking to the middle-class squeeze of the voters that she's trying to reach right now. You do not reach those voters by talking about corporate tax breaks.
Yes, you do. You talk honestly with them.
You do talk honestly with them. And here's the thing.
You do not demagogue. You do not go through left-wing populist demagogue on the campaign trail. She will be held accountable for this, Jared.
What part of her agenda specifically, not your broad strokes about, she's Hugo Chavez.
Specifically raising taxes and limiting profits. She wants to both she and Obama want to regulate profits. These are companies that pay a fortune in taxes, and you know what? When you regulate profits, you will end the jobs.
I'm against the windfall profits tax. But if you read what Hillary was talking about yesterday, it was not a windfall profit. It was closing tax loopholes on the oil companies.
Loopholes, my keister.
On their royalty payments and on their subsidies. Do America's oil companies need subsidies?
She said I'm going to take away their profits. That's the windfall profits tax.
You want to take away, let me tell you something.
You got to read her.
Cut the corporate tax rate. That's the solution, and they'll bring the money from offshore back to America. Jared and Jerry are staying with us. Up next, Kudlow and Company.